Over the past few years, the Chinese have taken the South African car market by storm. Every other week, a new crossover is released on local shores, and some are a hit, while others are a complete mess. However, there's one newcomer which has gotten many people talking, so I had to see what the fuss is about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this review of the Jaecoo J7, a subcompact luxury crossover looking to get a huge piece of the pie in this competitive segment. The model you see on screen is the 2024 Jaecoo J7 Vortex, and in this video we'll be reviewing its design, its interior and practicality, how it drives, and its price. Without wasting any time, let's jump right into it. Without beating around the bush, the Jaecoo J7 is a very attractive looking vehicle. Its clever use of a squared-off shape and minimalist lines create a timeless design which will still look fresh for years to come. Up front, you have a big shiny grille surrounded by LED daytime running lights. Down the side, you have 18-inch 5-spoke wheels which look great, and door handles which only pop out when the car is unlocked, lending this vehicle a premium feel. Round the back, you have a functional light bar and not so functional twin exhaust pipe surrounds. This car has such a presence about it that you'll be forgiven for saying that it looks better than most of its direct competitors. Having said that, the weirdest compliment I received while driving this car is that it looks like a Range Rover. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry, but I'd feel offended if the car that I'm driving doesn't have its own identity. That's just me though. But what are your thoughts on this car? Would you opt for the Jaecoo J7, or would you rather go for the Citroën C5 Aircross? Let me know in the comment section below, and while you're at it, please like, share and subscribe. Do all of those YouTube things, I really do appreciate it. And if you are looking for a new Jaecoo, be sure to check out Omoda Jaecoo Bryanston. They'll definitely have something for you in the color that you want. Contact the numbers on screen, ask for Michelle, and she'll be more than happy to assist you. Moving to the interior, and it's a bit of a mixed bag. There's a combination of things that I like, while others... In front of you is a multifunctional steering wheel with some of the most counterintuitive looking and feeling buttons I've ever used. I only fully learned how to use the cruise control on my last day with the car. Then you have a 10.25-inch LCD cluster with all of your vehicle's vital information. It looks great, but it's difficult for me to read on the go. On your left is a 13.2-inch infotainment system with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, making this the biggest screen I have ever used in any car. At first, I found it very intimidating to use, especially because most of the car's functionality is hidden in the system, but after a while it became easier to use because of the shortcut buttons. One of my favorite things to control using this screen include the ambient lighting, which you can set to virtually any color that you want. I also like how bright this lighting is, as you can see it clearly during the day. Another useful feature in here is the ability to adjust the maximum height that your boot can open to. You can adjust it between 1.3 meters to 1.8 meters. Also, I must point out that this is the smallest screen that you can find on a Jaecoo J7. The higher spec Glacier and Inferno models come with a larger 14.8-inch infotainment system. Whether that is good or bad news, that's up to you to decide. Hello Jaecoo.
Hi, may I help you?
Please set the temperature to 23 degrees.
Okay.
Moving further down, you've got wireless charging with ventilation for your phone and one of the most hideous looking gear levers you'll ever see in a car. It looks like a transformer. In terms of practicality, you have two cup holders here and a neat place to put your keys, some storage for your mobile device, a decently sized and ventilated armrest, and a floating center console so you and your partner can hold hands here, if you're into that kind of thing. One thing I'm really happy about in here is the inclusion of normal USB and USB Type-C ports for charging. You also have a Sony sound system with 8 speakers, which is impressive at this price point, and a hidden storage compartment by your right knee, right under your handbrake. Overall, this cabin is well equipped, but I think that it would take some getting used to, and the use of brittle plastics are a letdown on such a modern looking interior. Moving to the rear seat, and you can comfortably fit 3 adults in here. Headroom, legroom and knee room are all generous. In terms of practicality, you have these separated pouches behind both front seats, aircon vents for the rear passengers, 2 USB ports for charging, and some space for suites. If you don't have a third passenger, there's an armrest which exposes 2 cup holders because unfortunately, this car doesn't have any cup holders in the door bins. The rear seats are very comfy and you can secure your baby seat with ease thanks to the ISOFIX points. Moving to the boot, and you have no less than 412 liters of cargo space in here. On the sides of the boot, you will find extra storage spaces for smaller items that you don't want to get lost. You also have some well thought out storage for your vulamlomo to show that you are very serious mkwenyan. Under the boot is a full-size spare tire, which is great given how terrible South African roads can be sometimes. If you drop the rear seats, you have a total of 1,335 liters of space in case you may need to pack longer items. Under the hood, you'll find the same 1.6-litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine that you find in other Chery and Omoda products, pushing out 145 kilowatts of power and 290 newton meters of torque. Power is sent to the front wheels using a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. Jaecoo claims that this car can sprint from 0 to 100 km per hour in 9.2 seconds and go into a top speed of 108 km per hour. Fuel consumption is claimed to be 7 liters per 100 kilometers, but during my time with the car, I was getting around 8.5 liters per 100 kilometers. Out in the open road, the best way to describe the Jaecoo J7 is soft and easy to drive. The steering action is light, and this makes for comfy commutes in peak traffic and relaxed long-distance journeys. However, the trade-off is that the Jaecoo J7 is one of the least engaging cars that you can drive in its segment. I switched to sport mode hoping to get more fun out of it, but I think that the drive modes of this vehicle offer more of a placebo effect rather than altering the dynamic capabilities of this car. Not to say that this is a bad thing, but for those looking for a thrill, this might be something to think twice about. One thing I must commend is the J7's engine performance. Pulling away from robots and overtaking is easy. I also appreciate the safety features which come standard with the car, including 7 airbags, 360-degree cameras, blind spot monitoring, and rear traffic alert.
Normal mode. Sport mode. ECO mode.
So, what's the damage? If you want a brand new 2024 Jaecoo J7 Vortex similar to the one you see on screen, expect to pay a price of 549,900 Rand. If you finance that over 72 months at an interest rate of 11.5% with no deposit and no balloon payments, expect your monthly installments to be around 10,600 Rand. Add 2 full tanks of petrol and your monthly cost should come up to around 12,800 Rand. When you buy a brand new Jaecoo J7, it comes standard with a 5-year 70,000 km service plan and a 5-year 150,000 km mechanical warranty for stress-free motoring and peace of mind. You also have a 10-year 1 million km engine warranty, but that's only valid for the first owner. I guess that this is Jaecoo's way of attracting customers to the car and keeping them in it for stronger resale value and customer retention. So, what are my final thoughts on the 2024 Jaecoo J7 Vortex? For the money, it's a lot of car. It looks good and has decent standard spec. However, my suspicions are that the mid-spec Glacier model is the best buy as it adds a lot of specs such as panoramic sunroof, adaptive cruise control, heated and ventilated seats, and lane keep assist amongst many other features for only an extra 50,000 Rand. Whether I'd go out of my way to buy a Jaecoo J7 or not is a story for another day, but if one of my friends or family members had to get one, I wouldn't be mad at them. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, take care and stay driven. Ah la la, you see what happens when manufacturers complicate simple things. Now we need to relearn K53 from scratch.